There is no technology like a human being. AI will never, ever reach the technology of a human being. Awareness. What do you think this word is? I-M-M-M-D-E. Inside. Very good, very good.
So these people are wired for fear, these people are wired for joy.
Because we have hearts, and our heart is the most extraordinary technology on the planet. The first part of a leader's job is to change people's behaviour. And these people know it's possible. You can do it with the strategies they use. And by the way, developing a growth mindset, you do it by praising effort. You don't praise strength, talents, abilities, skills, or knowledge. And remember that for your children.
You know, have you ever gone out in the morning and you've got some energy to give and you encounter someone else? And at the end of 5 minutes, you walk away from this person going, oh, jeez, oh. There are people out there who are energy suckers.
You deserve it. Ta-da! Ta-da! Yes, I think you deserve it. Ta-da! Not some weird psycho or robot. Oh, look, nice, nice. These people down here are going, yeah, well, you don't know who I'm sitting next to. Joynomics. I don't normally use notes, but because I did this especially for you guys, I have to use my notes. Did you know that joy increases productivity 31%? It increases sales, I've got time that says sales, 37%. It increases creativity 300%. It increases, you're going to love this, profitability between 20 to 28%. That'd be good for a company. And customer satisfaction by 31%. But wait, there's more. See, why consider joy? This is the reason. CJF. Is that awesome? People will look at it and they'll go, what's a CJF? And you can say, Chief Joy Facilitator. See, look, these people are going, awesome. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get that done by the time I get back to the office. These people, ha, 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 she's funny. These people. How can I get out of here without her seeing me? You can't. We're going to be talking about neuroscience, epigenetics, emotional intelligence, and quantum physics. I've been studying quantum physics since I was like 17, and right at the beginning, and it affects all of us. Culturally, when we talk culture, we're actually talking about the field that is created by the people in the room. So do not be an energy sucker, will you? Just throw yourselves into this. Nobody else is ever thinking about you, honestly. People suffer dreadfully from a disease called FOWOT. Do you know what FOWOT is? Fear of FOWOT. Fear of what others think. And honestly, I hate to burst your bubble, but no one else is ever thinking about you, ever. Ever. Seriously, ever, because they are so obsessed with what you are thinking about them, they don't have time to think about you. Do you get this? If you could teach this to your teenagers, life would be very different for most people. So the more joyful you are, the more awareness you have inside. I've been helping you. If you're aware of inside, you go, oh, no, she's not going to make us do that. Realize that that's just the fear part of you that's going to destroy your life, basically, because choose joy. We're going to come more back into this. This is kind of a quick summary. Choose joy. Turn to the person next to you. Joyfully answer the question that I'm going to give you in a second. And then turn to the other person. That's called connecting. That's what died during COVID. That's why people desperately need to come back to work. And for those of you sitting going, oh, I don't want to go back to work, I like working from home, you need to get back faster. Seriously. Humans desperately need other humans. That happens at a quantum field level. I'm going to give you some science in a minute and some statistics, which I pulled together especially for you. But I want you to understand this is a great stretch and a really important step for you and your joy and how you're feeling yourself. So on the count, and any of you, by the way, who's sitting there going, well, you don't know how I'm feeling. And I don't know either. Room for growth. Took me 60 years to learn how to feel. I didn't even realise I wasn't feeling. And we may or may not have time for that later on. But anyway, on the count of 3, we're getting there. I want you to turn to the person on one side, and you don't even have to introduce yourself. You don't have to say I love you or anything like that. Just turn to the person next to you, and I want you to tell them the name of the best boss you ever had. And once you tell them that, of course, some of us, I see, are sitting next to our boss, are we? In which case, it's perfectly obvious that this is the best boss you've ever had. For obvious reasons. And if you're not sitting next to your boss, then be honest and say who is the best boss you've ever had. And then I want you to turn to the person on the other side and tell them the same thing, the same person, okay? So ready? Now, you don't have to have a huge discussion about it, just the name of the boss. And, oh, wait, one more thing. Just tell them, but you've got to do it really fast, because honestly, I don't have much time. You can't laugh or clap or any of those things. You can laugh a bit, but not much. And just tell them why, in one word, if you can do it. But if you can't, just give them the name, then turn to the other person. Ready? 1, limber up, look happy, start turning to the person. 2, 3, go. Go. Best boss you've ever had. One side, then the other. And if we can keep the lights up, that'd be great. Okay, swap to the other person. Swap to the other person. 45 minutes. How did I end up with 45 minutes now? Quick, come back, come back. Come on back, come on back, come on back. Quick, 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 quick. Come back, come back. Did you cut my time? Come on back, come on back. Maybe make me a bit louder, Jess. Come on back, come on back, come on back. Nice work, team. Quick, come on. Stop talking and come back. Seriously, we don't have a lot of time. Now, I hardly ever use notes, but especially for you, I'm using notes. So because I got some statistics. So I don't often do statistics, but especially for you guys as well, I came up with a new term. It's called joynomics. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I thought it was good. Anyway, with joynomics, we're going to be talking about the stats. Now, the reason I asked you about the best boss you've ever had is because I would normally ask you, but we haven't got time. I would guarantee you did not say, oh, yes, Shirley was my best boss ever because she was a gun at KPIs. Oh, yeah, she was brilliant. You know, she nailed us to the wall if we didn't do something. Or Frank was awesome because he never said anything to us. Nobody ever said that. The people that were your best bosses are the ones who actually you felt cared for. Yes? There was some emotional connection. You either felt cared for by them, you felt that they were interested in your growth and development. Excuse me, they took time to get to know you. Because when you're a boss, and that's most of the people in this room, who are you the boss of? I'll give you a hint. You guys haven't been too good of a hangman, so I'm going to give you opportunities. You're the boss of humans. We are dealing, not in the business of B2B and B2C and B to whatever else it is. You're in the business of H to H, human to human, and heart to heart. And there is a whole organisation called the Institute of Heart Math, and I will blend with this with science in a second. But do you know the heart has an operating system of its own? It's got nearly as many neurons as your brain. Humans operate with the operating system of the heart when they're in balance and they're healthy. They operate with the operating system of the head when they're stressed off their brains. Seriously, the heart is really important. The whole human body is a giant bioelectric current. And do you remember from school, the electric current, every electric current generated a what around it? A magnetic field. Do you know that the heart beats an electric current 60 times more powerful than any other organ in your body? And it generates a magnetic field that goes how far out, do you think, from your body? Think how much they separated us during COVID. 6 feet. There is a 6 feet sphere around your body that holds your heart frequency. And if you're sitting next to somebody who's got an angry, hostile heart, I give you permission to move. That is the only circumstance under which you can move. So if they seem angry, bitter and twisted, just gently move your chair away to the next over 6 feet away, all of you. And that will help them understand that they're generating a field of anger and hostility. Because not only is angry, hostile heart the #1 predictor of heart attack, it's not stress, cholesterol, obesity, smoking, lack of exercise, although they are not good things to overindulge in. But the actual #1 predictor is an angry, hostile heart. And if you're in the field of someone who has an angry, hostile heart, it actually interferes with your brain waves. We're talking hot science here. This is not just, woo, she was airy-fairy, oh, love, everything's love. No, it's actual hardcore science. So it really matters what's going on in your heart and what you're feeling. And if you dislike anybody in your team, they know. You can't hide it. So you have to go find something good about everyone you meet if you're leading them. You don't have to do it for everybody, but if you're leading someone, there has to be good stuff about them that you focus on. And yes, we have to help them grow, develop and change things that are negative, but how you connect heart to heart is critical. And as you go out for the rest of these 2 days, make sure you connect heart to heart. We always say network, and we mean network, but really the true networking is connect heart to heart. Yes, talk business. Yes, talk how you do things, share ideas and stuff, but connect heart to heart. It matters. And then, joynomics. I don't normally use notes, but because I did this especially for you guys, I have to use my notes. Did you know that joy increases productivity 31%? It increases sales, I've got time that says sales, 37%. It increases creativity 300%. I don't know how they get 300, but it's 300. It's Harvard. And by the way, these figures are all from McKinsey, Harvard, Oxford, and Forbes. It's not, I didn't pull them out of my hat. It increases, you're going to love this, profitability between 20 to 28%. That'd be good for a company. And customer satisfaction by 31%. But wait, there's more. See, why consider joy? This is the reason. And the second reason, there's more, but the second big reason is how many people are turning employees away at the door or turning prospective employees away? I don't know one company since COVID, and we started doing conferences again, not one group has said, wow, we don't know what to do with all the people applying for jobs at our place. Everybody's talking about how difficult it is to find good people. It's like they vaporized during COVID. I don't know what happened to them, they've disappeared. So joy makes a big difference. And by the way, if you advertise kindness as one of your values when you're advertising for jobs, one of the company values, more people will apply for jobs. So nothing of the stuff that we've been thinking about, but stuff that we inherently know in our hearts is true because we're dealing with humans. And COVID just kind of changed everything. I've been talking about this forever because how much have humans changed in the last, 3,000 years? Not. We haven't. We still operate on feelings. And if you think about it again, all the reasons you named the boss, the best boss, was feelings, emotional. People are 20% rational and 80% emotional. So, which is feelings, there's a difference, but I haven't got time to go into it. You get the gist of it though. Now, there's more. Joyful workplaces decrease burnout 150%. They decrease turnover 54%. And there's more. Quality defects 41%, accidents by 50%. And there's a few more figures, but that's enough to get you going as to why joy, why even take the time to think about it. And the other reason that I love is, what does joy actually stand for? It stands for just one you. You are unique, astonishing, amazing, and every single human truly is an astonishing being of light. How many of you have either had a baby, seen a baby, or had anything to do with a baby? Okay, good. So you know when a baby's born, and aren't they just little balls of joy when they're not crying? Okay, get them past the baby bit, right, where you've got to feed them and they cry and sleep. Once they're past that, what about when you walk in the door at night and they see you come in? Excuse me. Isn't that the most amazing feeling on earth? When they start to run towards you, oh, Mum, Dad, Manda, whoever it is. Your heart nearly explodes with joy. They are truly little balls of light. They are giant beings of light. And so are you. That's what you were like. You were all like that once. And then life happened. Between 0 to 7, it happens. And we know that from epigenetics. So what I'm going to be covering is a whole lot of sciences, very fast. We're going to be talking about neuroscience, epigenetics, emotional intelligence, and quantum physics. I've been studying quantum physics since I was like 17, and right at the beginning, and it affects all of us. Culturally, when we talk culture, we're actually talking about the field that is created by the people in the room. So before I come back to that, there are just 3 core tenets that tie in, that kind of loop all of these together with the best boss you've ever had and what we're about to do in a moment. And the first is, I wish I could credit who first said it, but I can't find out who it was. People don't care how much you know until they know how much, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Did I say that right? Yeah, I did. So people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Think best boss. The second one comes from Carl Buchner, who said people will forget what you say, they will forget what you do, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And I modified that a bit because you can't really make anybody feel anything. But so people will forget what you say, they'll forget what you do, but they'll never forget how they felt when they were around you. So your best boss helped you have more confidence, helped you believe in yourself. And then the third core tenet, where is it? I wrote them down. These are all especially for you. People leave what? Not jobs. Bosses. People leave bosses, not jobs. And the latest research shows, I think it was 75% of people say the boss is the most stressful part of their job. That'd be you. So there's a whole lot of reasons for everybody to listen in and find out how to become something that I'm going to talk about here. So this sweet spot is where great leadership, great business, all that sort of stuff happens in the midst of all these sciences. And I call this the joy spot. Not that one. You know, either rooms go dead quiet when I say that, or they snicker. But I always know what they're thinking. So it's not that one. However, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to go forth and become a walking joy spot. Remember, you're an astonishing being of light. And if you start to change your thinking, that will change the frequency in your heart, and that will change the non-verbal messages that other people get. And some of you, if you're not taking notes, but you're looking at your phones, stop, because you're using technology of the head versus technology of the heart. And it's confronting for some people, because some people, we've never done this. We shut ourselves down between 0 to 7. We know from epigenetics that the core fears embedded in people are embedded by the time they're 7. And they're embedded by us as the children. They're really not embedded by anybody else. And I'm going to come back to these, because these are the core drivers that drive almost everyone, including you guys. We don't know it. Most of us are completely unconscious of the core fears that are driving us, and the joy killers, if you like. And so if we go back to the joy spot, the person that you looked at on either side before is, from this day forwards, Now get ready to give them a hug, okay? Is your official joy buddy. Awesome. Don't hug them just yet. I'll show you in a second. Now, you've all heard of the bell curve. So here is the bell curve. You all know that bell curve. Be really honest. We're not going to do a technical poll at this time, but we're going to do an emotional poll. And be honest with yourself. Where are you going to fit in here as I give the descriptors for them? Because all of you will fit somewhere into this bell curve. So be honest with yourself. Up this end, you know, this is what we call the successful people. These are the people with the growth mindset. These are the people who are joyful. Most of the time, nobody bounces around full of joy 100% of the time. But, you know, you can choose joy in every moment if you so decide. It's making a decision. And I just got to do this because there was so much I put in for you. These are the people who actually do a lot of self-care. Now, I didn't mention self-care much, but if you're going to be someone who can care for others and be the best boss anyone has ever had, you must take good care of yourself. Because if you're absolutely exhausted, you don't have energy to give other people. And you certainly want energy for people at home. Because if you don't have energy for people at home, nothing matters. So taking good care of yourselves puts you up in this category. So not only do we have to demonstrate and have other people feel cared for in our presence, but we must take good care of ourselves. And you know what that involves. I could stand here and spend the rest of my short time with you explaining what you can do, but you know you need to exercise more maybe, or exercise less, some of you in this room, and meditate and sleep better and eat better and have more time with your family and have more chill time and have more time where you're doing nothing and resting. But who doesn't do it? So today is the day I give you permission, give yourselves permission to start take better care of yourselves, because it will make you much better at your jobs and much happier in life and a much better partner in life for whoever you're in partnership with. Here are people who are authentic. And they're just like good people. These people fully live. They're up here and they're living. And it doesn't mean every moment's fabulous, but they're fully living. And in the middle, this is the biggest group. These are the people who are average. I'm pretty sure there's no one in this room that wakes up in the morning and goes, I just want to be average today. Yeah, that's my goal, average. No one does that. And yet, look, the vast bulk of the population is in the average category. These are the people who are resigned. They're obliged. That says obliged, I haven't got time. And you don't want to be in that category, but most of the people are. Then there's the people down this end. These are the people with the fixed mindset. These are the ones who say, nothing changes, everything is bad. These are the people who are full of fear. They blame, they judge, they make excuses. It says excuses. These people down here, basically, they suck. Now, be honest with yourself. Where are you fitting in?